Hey friends, how's it going and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we want to learn how to create a workspace with multiple projects. So as you can see on my screen right now, I have this project that's already open and I have multiple projects inside this workspace, okay? So as you can see, I have design kit, I have log kit, and I have network kit. And most importantly, I have my app, which is the original project. So you might find this structure very familiar if you had worked with CocoaPods. So typically, you would have your app name over here, all right, and then you have the pods project. And what it allows you to do is that your app is able to reference all the modules that are contained inside the pods project, all right, for those of you who have worked with CocoaPods before. Excuse me, I think I'm still recovering from COVID. So anyway, the purpose of setting up a workspace like this with multiple projects is for us to separate code in a more efficient manner. So if you're working on a project that's really big, they call it the super app, where you have one app that does many things, many different verticals, then this is a structure that you might want to consider because firstly, typically you'll be working in a team that has many developers, and one of the problem you would face is that you get merge conflicts, right? So it's going to be a waste of time when you merge code. So what this kind of architecture allows you to do is to separate them so that different teams can be working on different projects itself. We call this a project, this blue thing over here, so that you don't get as much merge conflicts and you have a better separation of concerns, all right? So I'm going to show you what this app is all about, this demo app, and then we will build this together from scratch, okay? So as you can see, I named this app called My App. And then inside over here, inside this view controller, inside this view controller, notice that we import a couple of modules over here, design kit, network kit, and guess where these modules are from? These modules are from the different projects over here, like design kit, log kit, network kit. And inside these projects, I have certain implementations like design kit. So what design kit allows you to do very simply is that it allows you to build it helps you to build a view, maybe some custom views over here, right? So like build a rate view, build a label over here. And I'm going to reference these functions inside this view controller over here. So as you can see, build rate view, build label. And then inside network kit, I have a function called get, where this allows me to pass in a URL and it returns an object. Okay, this uses the async await, I believe. So we're gonna do that together in the demo as well. So now inside the view controller, I'm able to import network kit and have access to that, network kit class from the network kit project. All right, and we are able to make an API call and populate a label with some of the data that's fetched over the internet. Okay, so let's quickly run this and let's see what we see. All right, so I have a red color view over here because I have the red view, and I have a label over here, and I fetch the information from this endpoint. All right, so let's learn how to do this because I think this will really help you if you're working on a larger team. Okay, so let me just move this off the way, and then I'm going to start creating a brand new project. Oops, let me just move this here. Okay, so let's start by creating a brand new workspace first. So let's go to new. Let's go to Workspace. Sorry about that, guys. COVID is it's really a pain. And then in my desktop, I've already got a folder here called YouTube Demo. And then let's create a workspace. And maybe I'm just gonna call this app. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm just gonna call this app and just hit the save button. So I've created a workspace named app. So let me just open this up and show it to you. So inside YouTube Demo, I have this workspace called app. So now what we want to do is to add some projects into the workspace. So let's come here, go to File, New. Let's select Project, and then let's select App. And maybe let's call this My Awesome App. My Awesome App. So this will be the name of your app itself, okay? So let's hit the next button, and over here, I'm going to save this project into the same folder, the same project folder. But this time, I want to add to the app workspace. So notice I have a platform over here because in my demo project, I use platform as the workspace name. So I'm going to select app, and right now for the group, I think you can set this to be app as well. So when you hit the create button, notice that inside my finder, now I have this project over here, my awesome app inside this YouTube demo. And over here in the file navigator, notice that I have the My Awesome App project that's inside the workspace now. Alright, so we want to add a couple of other projects inside this workspace. So again, come to File, go to New, go to Project. Go to Project. And this time, I'm not interested to create any more iOS project, but rather I want to create a framework, okay? So let's come down to Framework over here. Okay, so select Framework and not Static Library. Hit the next button, and then maybe let's call this Design Kit. Okay, you can call this whatever you want, but basically this project should contain similar functionalities. All right, so I'm going to create this project to create custom views. All right, so hit the next button, and then again let's go to App over here. Okay, and then for the group, I think we can just leave this alone, that's fine. So App, let's hit the Create button. So again, right now on the YouTube demo, notice that I have a design kit over here, but this is not in the right structure. So what I want to do is that I want to bring this down to the bottom, okay, like that. And I don't want to have any reference to the design of a kit over here. So select this and just hit the delete button, okay? Remove reference. Okay, so now, maybe I can move this to the top. Okay, so you have your app over here. You have your other other projects over here. Let's create another one. Okay, so let's go to File, New. Let's go to Project, and then let's call this NetworkKit. Okay, so Framework again. Let's call this NetworkKit, and then hit the next button, and then let's add this to the app workspace. Okay, so let's hit the Create button. So let me show you again inside the YouTube demo project folder. I have the NetworkKit inside over here. Okay, so I think we are good to just create 3 projects altogether. So let me bring this out and let's remove the reference over here. We don't need that. All right. So right now, just imagine you have your own app over here. You have 2 different two other projects over here that you want to separate out and include those functionalities inside. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to create firstly a file inside over here. So let's create a brand new file and let's call this design kit. Okay, and then inside this Swift file, we're going to create a public class. So let's call this design kit implementation. All right, so you might want to do it this way in case you want to use dependency injection. You can do something like let me show it to you. Public protocol design kit. So if you want to do dependency injection, you can do it this way, but I think I'm going to show you how you can not use dependency injection, because this example I want to keep it more simple. And then let's create a public function, public func. Let's call this build rate view. Okay, so this will return a UI view, and then I don't think we need foundation here because UIKit naturally contains foundation. And then I'm gonna do let view equals to UI view, return view, and then view.background color equals to red. And then let's not forget to do view.translate auto resizing mask into constraints. Let's set this to be false. Okay, so because we create this public class, we also have to create the public initializer as well. So this is fine. Okay, so now let's come to the original app. Okay, and let me just run this on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So we should see a blank screen right now. Okay, so while this is loading, build succeeded over here. So you're going to see a blank screen, and what we want to do is that we want to use the design kit in our main app. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we can do that. So the first thing we want to do is that we want to import design kit. Okay, but it's going to complain because we have not add the reference into our My Awesome app, and therefore you would Xcode is going to prompt to say that, hey, we cannot find this module. So what we need to do is to come over to our main app, come over to the build settings, build phases, and under the link binary with libraries, we have to add in our design kit. So this one over here. So I mean, since we're here, let's just add NetworkKit as well. All right. So what this means is that My Awesome app right now can read from a NetworkKit as well as design kit. Okay, so let's come back to view controller, and if I do command B, I believe it should not complain anymore. All right, so build succeeded. Okay, so let's create a private function over here. Let's call this setup views. Okay, and then let's call this function inside view.load as well. And then what we're gonna do over here is that we want to let's create the rate view over here. So private, okay, maybe let's do private let design kit, which is design kit. Okay, so this is the protocol. We can do it design kit implementation. We can do it this way if you want to. Okay, and then we can do private lazy var rate view UI view, and we can say return design kit dot, oh, do we have, oh, okay, all right guys, so over here notice that nothing is showing up, and the reason is because we have not added the signature into the protocol. Okay, so there are two ways we can do it. We can either do it this way, dot build rate view, which will work as well. So let me show you the two different ways. Okay, first let me show you this way first, and then let's do rate view dot for each. I'm going to do view dot add subviews. Okay, I'm going to do it this way because later I'm going to add a different view inside this array. So I'm going to do it this way. So this is the same as writing view dot add subview rate view. This is the same way. Okay, however, if you have more things inside over here, for example, you have some other things, then this is a really clean way to just add everything inside the subview. All right, to add everything inside the view. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some auto layout, and as layout constraint activate, and then let's do rate view dot height constraint equals to, let's call it maybe 200, and then rate view dot width constraint 200 as well. Let's not forget the commas, and then let's do rate view dot center x constraint equals to view dot center x, and then finally dot center y dot constraint to view dot center y. Okay, so let's hit the play button and let's see if we are seeing that rate view in the middle of the view controller. All right, so as you can see, there is the rate view over here. So this is helpful if you want to create your own custom views inside over here. Maybe you want to apply some kind of theme, maybe you have some kind of theme color, and then maybe let me give you an example. Like for example, we have something called a public class theme, and then let's do static let, okay, maybe not, let's do background color UI color equals to system indigo, BG color 1, BG color 2. Okay, so let's assume that you have some kind of app theme. This is where it's actually useful. Okay, system maybe cyan. Okay, and then you know what, maybe this needs to be an enum instead. Public enum theme color. Okay, and then case. Okay, will this work? No, it will not work. Okay, sorry guys. So you can do it this way. Switch self. All right. All right, guys. I'm kind of making this on the fly, so please excuse me. Okay. So you can do something like that. So I'm gonna show you the reason why we want to do it this way. Okay. So maybe you can do something like this. Public func build view UI view, and then let's say you have some kind of theme color, and then let's copy this, and then you can pass in the theme color over here, dot color. All right, so okay, so is it working? Yeah, great. Okay, so guys, just now I mentioned about using DesignKit using DesignKit will not have anything inside over here because we have not defined the function signature yet. So let's come here again, and then let's do that. So maybe let's call this build view. Okay, so we can do something like that. Okay, and then we have this one, build rate view over here. So right now, let's come back to view controller, And then we can do maybe instead of the read view, we can do design kit dot. Now you can do build view over here, and let's say you have already defined a theme color already. This is when it gets really easy to select. Okay, so if I am to play this, to run this, you'll see a purple color. Okay, so this is how you kind of separate your code out instead of having all these constant files inside your project folder itself. Sorry guys. Okay, so now that I've demonstrated this, let's talk about API calls. So we're going to do that inside the NetworkKit. So right click, let's create a new file. So maybe let's call this NetworkKit. Okay, hit the create button. And then right now, let me just look at my reference. Okay, so again, public class, NetworkKit. And then, okay, so this time I'm not going to use a conform to a protocol, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so again, public init. So what I want NetworkKit to do is that I'm able to make a GET request by passing in two things: the endpoint as well as the as well as the object that I'm expecting to receive. Okay, I'm going to use this JSON placeholder site to make APIs. So over here, I'm going to maybe query the /users endpoint, and I'm going to receive all this information over here. Okay, so let's make an API call and fetch this information. Okay, so what I need to do now is let's create a function here called get. Okay, so when I want to get something, I have to pass in a URL, and then I also want to define what is the model that I want to get. So I'm going to use generics for this. So decodable, and then I'm going to use await async. So I need to do async throws, and this will return the data type, which is T. All right, so T has to be decodable. So maybe we can create maybe let me see. Maybe we can create the model over here. So maybe we do it at the bottom over here. So let's call this a strut, and let's look at how the structure of the JSON. Okay, so this is an array of users. So what we are really interested is maybe just the name as well as the email. All right, so name, email. So let's do it this way. So it has to be decodable. So let name and let email. Okay, so now what we want to do, let's come over to NetworkKit, and then I'm going to write the implementation. So the way to use async await is let data and response equals to try await, and then I'm going to use URL session dot shed dot data, and then I'm going to use from let me see which is the one. Okay, yeah, this one over here, from from the URL. So I have the URL from the params over here, and then I'm gonna use let decoder equals to JSON decoder, and then return try decoder dot decode, and I'm to pass it the type. Okay, so the type will be passed in via the generics over here, and then the data is over here. Okay, I think that's all the code that we need. Okay, we don't really need to check the response, so I'm going to make this an underscore instead. Okay, so command B to build this, I believe it should work. Okay, build succeeded over here. Okay, so now I've written my API client already inside the NetworkKit. I'm going to use it to make the API calls. Okay, so let's come to view controller, and then maybe over here I'm going to say fetch users. Okay, and then let's create a private method here. Oh, private func fetch users. All right, guys, I apologize. This video is a little hard to make because I think I'm still a little bit sick, but I hope you're able to still learn something from this video. Okay, so import NetworkKit, and then let's come over here and maybe let's create NetworkKit over here. NetworkKit. So let's call this network. Okay, let's call this an implementation. All right, so in the event if you want to make a param, you can just use NetworkKit. Sorry, if you want to create a protocol, then we'll just call it NetworkKit. All right, so NetworkKit implementation. So over here, NetworkKit NetworkKit implementation. Let's initialize this. And then command B to build. Is it okay? Okay, build succeeded. Okay, so over here under the fetch users, we can do dot get. Okay, but it's going to complain because we have to wrap this inside a task. So let's do it this way. So task, let's put this in. And then since we're using async await, okay, but first let's pass in the URL, okay? So URL equals to URL string, and then what is the URL? The URL is this one over here. Okay, copy this, bring this inside, and I think I can force unwrap it. Okay, it's fine. And then pass in the URL here. So I have to define what is the project that I'm expecting to get. So I'm going to call this users, which is an array of user equals to this. Okay, and then I think I do have to do try and await here. Okay, and I have to wrap this inside a do block. So do block, catch, cut the whole thing, paste this inside here. And then what I want to do is I'm just going to maybe just print this out. Okay, users over here, or maybe .users dot first. Okay, so users dot first, what am I expecting to get? I'm expecting to get Lena Graham as well as Sincere at April.biz. Alright, so let's see if this is working. Okay, so let's run this, hit the play button, and let's see if we see anything inside the console. Alright, so as you can see, I have the object over here. So alright guys, so again, this is how you I think these examples are more than enough to kind of to illustrate how you can actually create different projects with different functionalities, and you can separate them. So maybe I want to end off with another use case for different projects. So imagine in NetworkKit, you may want to have a different like APIs. Sometimes the backend you have like version 1, version 2, version 3. So let's assume that you know backend is creating a different version of the APIs, especially when they're trying to upgrade or increase certain fields. We can create another target over here. Okay, so let's filter by framework. Let's call this NetworkKit v2. You can do something like that as well. Okay, so hit the finish button. Notice that we have a NetworkKit v2 over here, and then you have a folder that's been created, NetworkKit v2. So let's create a new file, and then let's call this NetworkKit v2. And then let's ensure that this is inside the NetworkKit v2 target. Come over here, and then let's do public class NetworkKit v2 implementation, and then let's get something. All right, it doesn't really matter. Public init. So let's assume you have a different network implementation. Maybe you want to integrate this with Alamofire or something similar. Okay, you can do it this way. And then right now, come over here. You should be able to see NetworkKit v2. All right, and then come over to view controller. And now you can do something like NetworkKit v2 dot get. Okay, I think I need to just build this first. You can actually do NetworkKit. Oh, guys, you don't see that here. Why is that? It's because let's assume you don't want to use NetworkKit anymore. So let's comment this out. And this time you want to use the new NetworkKit v2. Alright, so same thing. It's going to complain. You can use NetworkKit v2 implementation, and you can get something over here. Command B to build, and build succeeded. Alright guys, not the best examples, but I believe this is a good way to show you how you can actually separate all the functions and create a better code project. Alright, I hope that you find this useful. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope that the next video I could cough a lot lesser, because yeah, I think my lungs are full of like COVID virus, so let's hope I get better as well. See you guys. Bye bye.